Hello, everyone. My name's Tyson Allred. I think this is working. Sorry, it's been a minute. My name's Tyson Allred. I'm the Uinta program director here at Wasatch Crest. Wasatch Crest is a 20-bed residential facility up in the Wasatch Mountains here in Heber, Utah. We work on substance abuse disorder and underlying mental health issues. I'm the director of the transitional living house. We have a 8-bed facility up here on campus as well. If you got more questions, feel free to click the links. But anyway, welcome everyone. As President Day rolls around, we're discussing leadership, and not only just leadership and recovery. And I was asked to kind of talk on what that means to me. And I've been reflecting a lot kind of on what, in early recovery, what really stood out to me about, what gravitated me towards certain individuals and what characteristics of those individuals that I wanted to emulate. That's where my head's been spinning a lot lately is it's kind of like what actually is a leader, a good leader. There's bad leaders, and to me there's some characteristics. So like I believe a leader will not like do it for you. A leader is going to inspire you and show you how to become the best version of yourself. And to me, that's kind of what leadership is. I look at the qualities of leadership, and it's especially in recovery, because to start a new path in your life, it's going to take a lot of courage. You're going to have to learn how to set boundaries with individuals. You're going to have to learn to have those hard conversations, and there's a lot of fear behind that, of taking a new path in a new direction and not really knowing what that's going to look like. So I wrote a list of what I thought good leaders are. So I think a leader also needs to be optimistic, right? You want to inspire people to, follow you, or at least pick up their own path and try to emulate what you're doing. Integrity is huge. Integrity for me is basically so acting as a role model, as a leader, all of those things, I think that's what integrity is. Am I the same in the light as I am in the dark, right? Like here in this program, and what I do is for a profession, it helps me because I can't tell the guys I work with to perform a task or do something that I'm not doing in my own life. It's hypocritical of me. So it holds me to a standard. Confidence, honesty, making hard choices. And that means cutting people out of your life sometimes. That means not going to things that you want to do because the outcome could be, the cost does not outweigh the benefits of going to certain things. Being consistent, I think that is probably the biggest quality of a leader that I see, is consistency. Do you do what you say you're going to do? And that's what I really pride myself on. If my guys ask me to do something, or ask for, and I say I'm going to do it, I'll do it. It's just what's going to happen. And that consistency across the board, and no favoritism. It's just who I try to be. Having empathy as well. Kind of relating to the guys in that story and sharing my experience that's what I looked for in another individual, to not really judge me, but motivate me by pushing me outside of my comfort zone. Listening, adaptability, being able to pivot if I'm wrong, or I'm making a wrong choice, or we started down a road that's no longer working out. And that comes with that humility of like, look, I messed up. We're going to go this path, or this wasn't working out. And inspiring change in others. Those are some qualities of leaders that I thought. According to John Maxwell, he said, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And that was very simplistic for me on both sides of the spectrum. It can be positive or negative. It's what you choose to do with it. And I think I embody that in my recovery too. What is my ripple effect? Because every day what I do matters to the people around me. Do I inspire change? Do I have a positive ripple effect or a negative ripple effect? Am I cutting somebody down? Am I being mean? Or am I trying to uplift and inspire and motivate? So I really like that quote. Warren Bennett says it's called the capacity to translate vision into reality. To me, that's what my sponsor did in early recovery. I had an idea of what it looked like, but I didn't know how to get there. So it was walking me through it one step at a time and saying, this is why this little thing matters. And that wasn't easy. You know, it took time. It was rough rewriting your life. And that goes back to that courage piece. I think leadership is not a position or a rank. It's a choice. You know, it's a choice to look out for the person on the left and the right of you, you know, which ties into those principles of recovery as well. So how do I practice leadership in my daily life? I believe leadership is time and energy. I don't just buy it. I don't just delegate it. I put my time and energy to listen to somebody, to actually create a relationship with that person. That's how I try to live by leadership today. The importance of taking ownership in your recovery. So there was a guy who I just met him yesterday, and I'd forgotten about this, but I hadn't had a driver's license for quite a while. And I used to ride a little scooter around town. And he mentioned that to me, that he's like, he said, I watched what you did. You know, you said, if you want something in life, go up and get it. And I drive my little scooter around because I couldn't be dishonest with my guys and drive a car. It wasn't congruent with my recovery. And I didn't know it at the time, but all of these people were watching what I did. They were seeing if I lived up to what I was asking them to do. And I think that, to me, is what leadership is. Are you able to lead from the front? Not like have power over somebody, but to actually get in. I will not ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. And that was it was very humbling to sit and talk with him yesterday about some influences that I've had on his life by the actions that I was trying to take to grow in my own. And I think that's how that ripple effect I talked about, how it correlates, how it ties in with all of this. Like, all those little things matter, you know. I try to live my life as a role model with my family, with my peers, with my coworkers, because the same thing, they're all watching. I think they're watching. I was watching what leaders I picked, what 5 people I wanted to emulate in my life. I was looking at them and what they were doing and what characteristics about them that I wanted to have in my own life. And what is funny is I have different leaders for different roles in my life. I have people I want to emulate in business and what I'm trying to pursue there. I have people that I emulate in recovery and what I want to pursue there. I have people that I emulate with their relationships and their family life and their married life. And I want to incorporate that. So I look at what people around that have what I want, and I try to emulate that, to put it in my own life. That leads me to being a good sponsor. What I think a sponsor does is, first off, they got to have what you want. Because if not, why am I going to do what you're asking me to do? Which leads to, in recovery, I think we're like polar opposites. You know, I'm either grandiose and amazing and prideful and egotistical, or I'm a victim and poor me, I can't do it. And the fact of the matter is, I'm human. And what I think a good sponsor does is let you be human. Like, when you're up real high, you know, they'll bring you back down to normal level. If you're too low and beating yourself up, that negative self-talk, you know, they'll pick you up and show you kind of the things that you don't see that you're doing correct. Sponsorship is service work, but also, like, I want to tie into that leadership as service, because it's funny, as I was sitting here thinking about all the stuff about being a leader, what that looks like, and how those incorporate to the principles of recovery. It's pretty. It was pretty fascinating to me to see like how those all tied in. And I read this quote by Simon Sinek. He said, "If you want to feel happy, do something for yourself. If you want to feel fulfilled, do something for someone else." And that goes back to, I think, the brain chemistry of like oxytocin. When you're being of service, you're doing things, it actually inhibits addiction. I caused a lot of wreckage in the community, and I didn't really know how to make amends for any of that. It was just driving with DUIs, doing all sorts of, costly things to society in general, and I didn't know how to fix it or remedy it. Well, the way I do that is I be of service to the community that I cause so much harm to. So I find something that needs to be done. I find an individual who can't do for themselves, or an older couple or lady that needs some help, and I show up. I put in that time and energy, and it helps me feel fulfilled. It helps me inhibit addiction, literally. So that was something that I didn't understand in early recovery either, why those things matter. Anyway, as I'm reflecting about leadership, I try to be a leader for the people around me and the guys that I'm over. I try to be a leader in my family and in the community in general. And I don't know if I quite succeed at that, but I'm trying. And that, I think, is the point. I'm trying to emulate those people that I watched come before me. And I hope that I'm a clog in that wheel, that someone will emulate what I'm trying to do. And the world will be a better place because of it. I want to end with a quote that really stuck out to me, that actually the owner of this company, when I was interviewing him for a business paper I was doing 4 years ago, he told me this quote, and it's always stuck with me, and I've always tried to embody it. And it's by Winston Churchill. It says, "To every man there comes in his lifetime a special moment when he is figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered a chance to do a very special thing unique to him and fitted to his talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds him unprepared or unqualified for that which would be his finest hour." And that's what I try to live my life by. I want to be prepared when those opportunities present themselves, where I can help my fellow, where I'm not just focused on my microcosm little bubble, that I'm ready, that every day I do the best I can, so when those opportunities tap, I'm ready to capitalize on them and progress forward. I tell my guys all the time, I didn't get sober to just be mediocre. I'm wanting to see what this life holds. And to me, that's the passion of leadership. It's the truth, it's fundamental, and I think that's the universal language that we all know, is when someone's speaking their truth. So listen for that. I think we can all feel that and connect. It's not just the words behind it. It's the actions, it's the passion, it's the courage, it's the integrity. It's who the individual embodies to become a leader. And I think that resonates with like being charismatic and people drawn to you to influence. And so that's what I hope you all do for, this month, this year, every day. Try to influence the people around you. And I hope you influence them for positive change, because that's what we're striving for. And I think that's what we need right now. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope that helps. I hope that kind of shines some light on what I think leadership is and how to do that. Please check out our socials, like this page, share this page, all that fun stuff. If you have any cares or concerns, or some family members or yourself that's looking for treatment, please reach out. Our number's in the link. We're a great facility. I love this company, and yeah, have a great day, guys. We'll see you.